is just a wonderful thing. I just want to do some few calculations on the fertilizer requirement. So you will be given a question. Let's say you have calculated the fertilizer requirement for 2.5 acre land. Given that the nutrients required, we have got 80, 60, 40, 10. This is for NPKs. So this is for nitrogen, this is for phosphorus, this one is for potassium, as well as this one is for sulfur. So in as much as you can see here, this is for nitrogen. Whatever it means here, this is for phosphorus. Then whatever it may be here, this is for potassium. Then this is for phosphorus. Now, how do we calculate for fertilizer requirement that you are supposed to apply in the field, given the following data? So we say fertilizer requirement, which is FR, is equal to the recommended dose rate times the area times 100. You divide this by the nutrient percentage. Nutrient percentage. Remember, here you may say 100 by area. You may say 100 times the area. It's just the same. Even if you take the area to the end, the 100 comes here, it's just the same. There's no difference. So our recommended dose rates are these figures that are given here for the different nutrients that we are calculating for. So that's the thing. Now we have to make sure that our area that we are dealing with, this area is in meter square. Square meter. That's the units for the area we're supposed to use. But when this area which we are given is given in hectare, let's say the question is, let's say you are given the area, so the question is saying to say it's 1 hectare. Then it means to say this area you can use here. You can just put 1. It's just a direct number. So anything that we must have to do here, you have to convert it to hectare form. So if you are given hectare, just put the figure that you're given for the hectare there. That's your area already. You don't need to do a lot of stuff. Okay, so the first thing we must do is we have to convert this area to meter square. So we're going to say 1 acre is equal to 4,000 meters square. How about 2.5 acre is equal to x. So you cross multiply. So when you do this by this, this by that, so we are looking for the figure that we are supposed to take as our area. So when you do this by this, you get a 10,000 meters square. So this is the figure that we get. Now, with this figure that we have here as our area, 10,000 square meter, this is the same as 1 hectare. 1 hectare is equal to 10,000 meters square. So you may find that for the people who may have to put 1 here, for this 2.5 acre, they are not wrong, because this is equal to 1 hectare when you convert the area, because it's giving us 10,000 meters square. So we may have to use this one. So let me just try to put it here so that you see the way it goes. So the recommended dose, I'm going to start with nitrogen. So I'm going to start with nitrogen plus my first solid. So this one is for nitrogen. So for nitrogen, we know to say is 80. That's the recommended dose rate. So it will be 80. You divide this, you multiply this by the area, which is what? 10,000 meters square by 100. Now, your final answer is supposed to be in hectare form. In hectare form, we have to say per hectare. So some people here, they may have to use the conversion of hectare. So you may have to cancel this and this to get the 1. So this is where the issue of saying times 1 times 100 comes about, because it's already converted calculated from here. Now remember that this has got the percentage of 21, so this will be over 21. So this is where you may have to go like that. So when you do this by this, you divide by 21, you are going to have a figure that is 380.9 kgs per hectare, because we've used the units for hectare. So this is approximate to 381 kg per hectare. So this one is our fertilizer requirement for nitrogen, just like that. Then the other way that we have to solve this is, because I want to show you for nitrogen, then the rest we won't have to do this. You pick it up from here, so we say 8 by 10,000 meters square by 100. We divide this by 21. You may have to do it direct, then you may have to do the conversion to the hectare later after you do this calculation. So you multiply this figure. So when you multiply this figure, you're going to find that you get a certain number that you may have to get. So let me just use a calculator so that I just get a figure here. So with the calculation that we have here is 80 by 10,000. 10,000 by 100, you get this figure here. Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you divide this by 21. You're going to get this number, which is 380,952.3.81. So you're seeing that you get a bigger number, but when you reach here, we have to respect that we are calculating this per hectare. That's why you divide with the units per hectare, which is 18,000. So when you divide this by 10,000 meters square, which are the units for the hectare, you are going to get this figure. So when you get this figure, you just round off there, you get approximate number that is 381. So you may have to go either by this, you deal with it here, or you may have to go by this, you deal with the hectare at this stage. So it's up to you to look at it, which one you are comfortable with. So this one you still get 380.9, so which is approximate 381 kg per hectare, which is still the same figure with this one here. So that's for nitrogen. So let's calculate for the other nutrient, which is, so this one we have it as nitrogen. You may have to just put it somewhere here. Nitrogen is 381 kg per hectare. Okay, the next nutrient is over the nutrient. So the next nutrient we're calculating for is P, which is phosphorus. So for phosphorus, our recommended is 60 times. I've already shown you for how you do it in the hectares, so I'll just use 1. You divide this by 36, which will give me a figure that I'm looking for. So to give me 166.66, a figure that is like that. So when we round off this, it gives us approximate 167 kg per hectare of phosphorus. So for P, which is phosphorus, it is 167 kg per hectare. I've already shown you to say, in our area here, this area, we are using 10,000 because this is equal to 2.5 acre. When you convert acre to the east area, you get this one. Now we are dealing with the hectare right here. This I've already explained. This is why we are getting it to be 1. That's the reason why our area is going to be 1, because we've already converted this to the units that we are looking for, which is the hectare. So we continue. So we've taken out for phosphorus. We do for the other nutrient, which is NPK, which is K now, which is potassium. So for potassium, the recommended for potassium is 40 times 1 times 100. Divide this by 18. So when we do that, 40 by that, we get a number that looks like that. 22.222 goes like that. So this would approximate to 22.2 kg a hectare. So this would be a fertilizer requirement for that nutrient, which is potassium. Just like that. I've already explained why we're using 1 here. So it would be K to be 2.2 kg a hectare. So we calculate for the last nutrient, which is sulfur. So calculating for sulfur, the recommended for sulfur is 10 times, I'm using 1 as my A, I've already explained that, 100, divide this by 16. So when we do the calculation here and do the division, we get a number that is about 62.5 kg. So you may have to use a calculator if you're not really sure with the calculation right there. Yeah, 62.5 kg. So approximately when you round off, this gives you 63 kg for sulfur. Then lastly, the way we have done, though it may be some people have not really understood why we're using 1 here. It is then the area that we calculate, which is for acre. When you convert acres to a meter square, which is the area, gives you 10,000 meter square by 100. You divide this by 16. So this gives you a number that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it gives you something that is of 7 zeros. Yeah. Something that looks like this. Okay? So you may have to divide that. You have to divide that by 16. You get a number that is at 625,000 like that. So we divide this by 10,000 because we are respecting the hectare. These are units for the hectare. 10,000 meters square is for the hectare. So we divide this by 10,000. You get the same figure, that is kg. So this will be approximately to 63 kg per hectare. So this means that for